Welcome back everyone, this is Vectorworks 2013 with James Russell, and you're up to Lesson 3D. This is probably part of your holiday series. And I'm just going to do a quickie here. My cousin asked me last episode if I could draw his guitar for his upcoming album launch. He wanted it in 3D, so I'm going to work on that today, and obviously this is part of the musical instruments task that I set out in 3C. So hopefully you're having a go at that. If not, you might be needing to get inspired, so have a look at mine and then see how you go. So I'm going to time-lapse this, seeing as there doesn't seem to be anything too strenuous going on. If you've got questions, obviously ask them, and here we go.
Quand il ne peut se plier plus, il prend la chose avec humour, sans plus. pleure un coup, pour ne pas pleurer beaucoup.
J'en ai entre pour d'autres raisons. Tristes sont ces gens cons. Un peu comme le soleil quand il vire au bout, verse une larme sèche sur la mer rouge.
Et notre fameux clown, quelle est sa religion? Triste fagnon, un peu comme son héros. Fait comme le sol, quand il ne peut se plier plus, il prend la chose avec humour, sans plus.
Je dépose une gerbe sur mon lavabo, coureux solitaire et triste numéro. Triste numéro.
Triste honnête histoire, c'est toujours la même. Les gens souvent seuls sont souvent les mêmes. Et notre fameux clown, quelle est sa religion? Triste fagnon, un peu comme son héros.
So I've now finished my 3D view of this guitar that I've been drawing for the last 45-ish minutes kind of thing. And it's looking pretty good. I haven't done any advanced rendering on this mainly because we haven't learned about it yet, so I've just done it with basic colours, which is looking okay. It looks as good as I want it for now. But how do I transfer this across to the page? Now I know we've had a lesson on it already, but I just wanted to reiterate it by doing it together here on this exercise. So what I'm going to do is throw this into a plan view like so. You can see there's my guitar right there. Quite simply what I'm going to do is go from my view menu up here down to create viewport, and it already knows the sheet that I've got. It's the only sheet that I had from the previous lesson, just called J Russell at the moment, SLO101. The viewport name is going to just be called plan, and plan as well, just because that's the view I'm in. I might change it a bit later on. Scale I'm going to leave it 1:1 and change it later, and all the rest I'm going to leave it 1:1. So I'll just click OK, and you can see it's placed it there as a semi-translucent object on my page. Now I'm going to just lay this here. I wanted this in. This is actually front view technically, but we'll figure that out in a sec. So I'm going to just scale that down. Let's try a 1:10. That's pretty close. I think we could probably get away with a 1:5 if we were really cheeky. Let's try that out. 1:5. Yeah, let's try and make that happen. Might have to do some juggling on my page here. So I'm going to get rid of these labels here, just so I'm not being constrained by them. And what I might do is actually rotate this left. I'm just doing this with Control L. You can do that twice. I'm going to pop that up here. I'm also going to duplicate it, so I'm just holding down Control or Apple key if you guys are on a Mac, which should duplicate, I believe. And I'm also going to change this so it looks in it at a front view, which is actually a little bit trippy here because we're going back to front. I'm just going to put that over here, get all my pieces ready to go. I'm going to do the same thing here, straight down. I'm going to look at this in a right-hand view, which should give us that. There we go. So they're my basic components that I'm going to play with now. I think I'll probably end up putting this one down here, like so. This one here slightly above it, and making sure I get this one here to line up to that point there. Now, I haven't got any snaps on here. That one, that one, that one, that one. Just that's my favourite default there, it is to have those ones on. So that's snap to corners and centres, snap to angles, snap to intersections, and also smart points. I find they're a handy bunch to have, because then you can just grab any midpoint, line it up to another midpoint. So that one there, for example. Drag that out. Try that again. Grab it here. I'm going to snap to that midpoint right there. Pull that out to here. There we go. Now, just looking at this, I'm actually going to change my mind again. Do that. Put this one down here. And grab that back one there. And shift that up instead. The reason I'm doing this is just because I want to have an isometric up the top. So that's going to work out well if I do it that way. There we go. So that's my layout there, pretty much done. I'm just nudging these up at the moment, and I'm going to shift that one out just a fraction more so it kind of lines up with that title. I'm going to put this one up here. Going back to my design layout, I'm going to zoom out here. Just going to rotate this into a view that I kind of like, and that'll just be an arbitrary one. So I'm just going to say it's I think it's that one there. That's looking kind of good. Now what you can do with this, and I know we haven't done rendering yet, but I'm just going to put this in basic OpenGL, or maybe final, I'm not sure. And we will discuss this throughout our rendering, but I'm just going to have a look at this from the view menu, rendering, and I'm going to just choose the final quality. Just have a look and see what this looks like in final, otherwise I'll just drop it back to OpenGL, which is the basic one. We can probably get away with it, I think. Just having a look, just will re-render now. Yeah, let's go with that for now. So all you do is do exactly the same process. Just take this viewport again, create viewport. All the same things. I know I was doing that at 1:5 before, so I'll try and stick with that. You'll notice it adapts here and picks up the view is a custom view, and the rendering is final quality Renderworks. So we don't have to put any of that in. I'm going to put ISO in here, just to save us a bit of time when we put the labels in, and hit OK. And you can see what it gives us is another translucent version of this. Just pop that right there in the dead center. and you'll see it's got this box around it. Now what that means is that Vectorworks doesn't really want to do the computations right now. It says get it in position, get it to where you're happy, align it with everything else, and then when you're happy you do this. You left click on this and you click update, and what it does is it removes that border, and you can see it's thinking about it. It's rendering right there. It had that little kettle. The kettle means rendering, and there you go. I've got that rendered version there on my page. So I'm just going to pop some labels on those. How do I go about that? I simply double click on any one of these and I go to annotations, and I'm going to hit OK, and you see it takes me inside there. And what you'll notice if you observe it there, I'm going to go back out again, is that my ruler actually changes. So you can see the ruler here is currently 50, 100, 150, 200 across the page in that spacing. When I double click on this and hit OK on the annotations button, you'll notice that it changes to 200, 400, 600, 800, 1000, because we've gone inside the scale of this. So I just can't reiterate that point enough. So straight out from here, just going to grab my labels from my dimensions and notes. Where have I got this drawing label? Just here. Let's try and keep this uniform. I'm just going to pop them here in the bottom right hand corners. It's pretty good. The drawing title. So this one here is, let's call it plan. As if it's lying down in its case. Drawing number is actually 1. Sorry, I'm not even reading this. Sheet number it'll actually automatically pick up, I hope. Even though it's not showing it, and it's already picked up the scale as well. So you can see you change the number style here if you want to drawing and sheet. It'll actually tell you where it is. You'll have to make your bubble size slightly larger, which you can do here in the bubble scale factor. But that looks a bit silly, so I'm going to take that back. Just undo both those changes and just leave it as a 1. Cool. So from here, I'm going to click Exit Annotations. Going to double click on this, which is actually going to be our front view now. I'm viewing this as if it's in the case. That's the easiest way I can think about it. Grab my drawing label again, lock into there, hover on up somewhere about here. Just double left click there, and you can see it's actually picked up. This is already the front. It's drawing number 2, scale is 1 to 5. Awesome. Exit viewport annotation. I've just noticed with this one, I think it's actually in the wrong orientation. Yeah, view front, so technically that's up. Yeah, it should be view back. That's better. Just otherwise it'll do my head in. Which is technically the right in the orientation that we've got this, just in terms of my head. If you can't follow along with that, that's okay. It's a bit convoluted. But I'm sure when you start drawing things, it'll make sense to you when you've chosen a direction. Here I probably should have just rotated my drawing 90 degrees. So just going to do this out to about here. Double left click. It's chosen to put that as right. Is that right? Yes, it is. Yes. And 3 scale. Yep. Okay. Cool. Exit the viewport annotations there, and double click on the isometric. Yep. That's awesome. Grab my drawing label. Just pop this somewhere up here. Double left click. Isometric number 4. Awesome. That's cool. That's looking quite nice. One thing I might just do here is I'm just going to have a look. There's one more rendering style, and as I said, we're going to get to rendering styles later on. I just want to pop this onto hidden line, which is one of the render options included in all of the Vectorworks packages. Just going to hit update while I've got both of those selected. Hidden line basically only shows things that are visible to the current view, so you can see it removes all those lines and just makes it look a bit slicker. Which I'm okay with. I'm pretty happy with how that's going to look. So overall, that's my version. I'm going to send it away to my cousin, see what he thinks now. Get back to me on it if he needs any changes. Hopefully you've been as successful as I have. For our next lesson, which will be, for me the solution will be 3E, this being 3C/D. Depending on what you're watching, I'm going to have a go at making something from nature. So we're going to focus on trees, plants, maybe insect or animal life, something of those variety, presented the same way as this in a plan view, a front view and a side view, and obviously an isometric if you're feeling bold and up to it. Doesn't have to be rendered as I said, and can also just be 2D. I don't have any objection to that at all. But that's the challenge, something from nature for next week. And I will see you then next Wednesday. Until then, good luck, and I hope you have fun.